Hari, Hari Har, Hari Har, Hari Har, Hari. Prana Apana Sushmana Hari, Hari Har, Hari Har, Hari Har, Hari.
Alright. Hello. Live with the Shaman. Let's bring up Discord. Hello, Discord. And hello, Live with the Shaman. Alright. Hope everyone's having a decent day. What are we doing? Well, how to find your counsel. As you can tell by the title up above. If we open up the title area, we've been asked, how do you find your counsel? Do you have one? Do you have to have one? Who are they? Why are they? Do they have names? Do they have to have names? Well, simplistically put, how do you find your counsel? Well, if you're shaman, or if you're Celtic shaman, or if you're a part of the grove of the Celtic shaman, even if you're not, you already have a counsel. Basic shamanism, and we covered this in the training. Basic shamanism, we follow the Council of Nine. What is the Council of Nine? It is north, east, south, and west. Back up the top, we have spirit, air, fire, water, earth. There is, last time I counted, your council of 9. You have the 5 elements, and you have the 4 cardinal points. That is your council. That is your base of your council. Then we have the triad, 3 points. Great Spirit, Goddess and God, or Great Spirit, God and Goddess, depending on how you're calling, what you're calling, and when you're calling. Do you have to have a council? Well, you have one. Do you have to use it? Well, if you call a circle, you use it. If you're calling a basic writ, you may only use the cardinal points. Thereby, you're only using 4 of your counsel. If you call a high circle, you're using the cardinal points and your element. Thereby, you're using your counsel. So answer the first question. How do you find your counsel? Well, you already found your counsel when you join the Grove of the Celtic Shaman, or if you call a circle, you have a counsel. If you call cardinal points, you have a partial counsel. If you call the elements, you have a partial counsel. If you call a high circle, using the cardinal points and the elements, then you have a counsel circle. Simplistic. Shaman 101. So, why are they? Why are they what? They're there because without the cardinal points, without a magnetic north and south, and if the sun didn't rise in the east and set in the west, we would have no cardinal points. If we didn't have the 5 elements, there would be no human life on Earth as we know it, because, well, you gotta have spirit, human, you gotta have air for people to breathe, gotta have fire. Fire's always been there, even before human beings, quote, discovered fire. Fire was still there, considering Earth was born in heat. Gotta have water. No water, no human.
That's what 80% of what we have.
Yeah. Humans, scientifically speaking, are made up of 80% water. Hell, I'm on fluid pills and I'm still full of water. Oh. Some people would say that's full of shit. That'd be one way for me to lose weight, wouldn't it? Get rid of the water and the shit. There'd be none of me left. And here's the fun part. Here's the fun part. I'm always asked, why do you name your council? Why not? If
I have a few.
I do what?
I have a few names. On my council, I have a few names. I mean, I've been in it this long, and I still don't have all the names for council.
Why? It doesn't matter, really.
No, it doesn't.
When I call circle, I don't call my council names of my range of deity. And if you want to take a look at the architecture of the Council of the Grove of the Celtic Shaman, you can go over to the OpenGCS, go into the file section, and it's in there. But the names of the Celtic Council are as individual as you are. You may have some, you may have most, you may have all, you may have none of the same deity that I have on my council. That's fine. It doesn't matter. How do you find them? They find you. You slip into astral or slip in the meditation and you ask, spirit guide, can you help me find my counsel? And then as a name hits your mind, you write it down. You go back into meditation and you write the next one down, and you do that all the way down until you hit 9. More, I guess, if you're that crazy, but following 9's hard enough. But that's how you get your counsel. You meditate. Thank you, Cindy. You meditate. Don't concentrate. You meditate. There's a difference. Concentration can build up stress, which makes it almost impossible to meditate.
Wow. Huh.
Right. So you allow yourself the time to meditate and ask for your counsel. In doing so, you can, though not required, you can build your architecture of counsel. Now, for those of you that may have forgotten, if you'll give me just a moment, I will pull up mine. Because I remember where the hell I put it.
So while you're doing that,
Can't hear you.
find counsel. Is that better?
There you go.
Yay! Okay, while he's doing that, with me to find my counsel, I was Dawn's student, of course. It took me a while to find it because I was so concentrating on it. It's like I was wanting it, I need it. But if you do that, the concentration, like you said, brings stress. So I had to go where I found it the first time. I went in the woods where we lived. I went walking in the woods and I sat down and just, listened to the birds, listened to the earth. And all of a sudden, boom, they said, "This is your counsel, or part of it. You'll get the rest later."
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't have a real good memory, or like me, I got a memory like a sieve, so I have to write things down. As the names come to you, write them down. It doesn't make a damn if they're spelt right. It doesn't make any difference if you understand the pronunciation. Write it down and start Googling those names. And just let yourself be led to where you need to be.
Okay, who is Archimedes?
Archimedes?
Yeah, that just popped in my head.
Archimedes is Greek? Roman.
Yeah.
I think Archimedes is either Greek. I know they're either Greek or Roman. I'm damned if I can remember. I think they're Roman. Archimedes, I think, was one of the Roman gods. You'd have to Google it and be sure. I don't remember. But if we look over on the other monitor, we can see Great Spirit, God, and Goddess, and I've used this before. This is my architecture for the way the gods and goddesses lay out to the different architectural points. Here is my cardinal points. Now, this doesn't mean that all of your cardinal points have to be gods. And here's my elements. This does not mean that all of your elements have to be goddesses. Goddesses. Anyway. And then for me, down here, I have Spirit Guide, Mythical Guide, and Warrior. And then, of course, visitors or seps or friends of the council. And then, as it says down here, northeast, south, and west, spirit, air, fire, water, earth. So once again, Greek. He was a Greek philosopher who created a number of devices. There you go, Cindy.
Okay, thank you. I have a visitor on my council now.
Yeah, Debbie's pretty good with some of it. She's got a mind like a steel trap. So anyway, your council is already there. I mean, your council is the cardinal points in the elements. They're there. They're always there. I hope like hell they will always be there, because if they're not, there is no life as we know it on planet Earth. Do you have to name them? No. Not at all. It doesn't make any difference whether or not they have names. I happen to have been instructed to name mine because the 9 deities that I follow take a certain point within my council. And I was actually looking for the named don't know what the hell I did with it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, shit. Anyway. Yeah. So push come to shove. Oh, there you go. Cindy, Debbie sent you the link to Archimedes. So, yeah. Anyway, our counsel is always there. We hope. If the council is ever not there, we're in deep shit. Can you tell I have entirely too many things going on at once? I seem to be very distracted today for some reason.
Oh, we have those days, don't we?
Hey. So
yeah, considering I'm doing about 5 things at once right now.
Understood.
So, finding our counsel. Oh, Lord.
Well, the biggest thing is when you're asking for your counsel. Write it down. And then research them after you're done. Hell, it took, 4 or 5 years for me to compile my named counsel. And the funny part is, if you ask me to name them off right now, I couldn't do it. I know they're there. I know what they look like when I have the meeting of the council in the astral. I know what they look like to me. And here's something else that humans don't seem to understand. We get a picture in our mind, and we think that everybody else's deity should look like ours. And that's like many of the Roman cathedral and the paintings of the ancient Romans and the depictions of God, so to speak. People think that God looks like that. Hell if I know. Hell if I care. And I love all of the programs that depict Egyptian pharaohs as Caucasian people. The Egyptians came from Africa. If you look at the map, if you look at the global situation of things, you got Egypt and you got Africa, right, real damn close. Folks in that area, most of them, are black as the ace of spades. There's not anything wrong with that. But people want to put a face on the name of the deity in which they follow. People that follow Jesus think that Jesus is a Caucasian male. No. Jesus was dark-skinned, Indian in nature, from that part of, Jesus was dark-skinned. Egypt is in North Africa. See? Egyptians are African. Black. nothing wrong with that. Irritates the shit out of me when they depict them in movies as Caucasian. Stupid fuckers. Oh, by the way, did I mention this is an adult channel where we use rough language? A little late for that, I guess. And I even was asked, oh God, I guess it was 2000, 2001 when we were really first getting started. Yeah, get a grip on your, if you're drinking something, stop, because you may spray the monitor. I was asked that if your counsel, if you are a white shaman, if your counsel had to be white. I was really asked that. I was asked if your counsel had to be the same color and nationality as yourself.
Oh no, it doesn't.
And I was found absolutely speechless, which no one may believe that I was speechless. But I was stricken, dumbfounded, going, no. It doesn't make any difference what color your counsel is, if your counsel even has color. A lot of times mine come to me as 9 spots of light sitting in chairs, or 9 shadow figures, if you will. Sometimes I can see an outline of a face. Most of the time I couldn't describe them if I had to. Sometimes the feminine goddesses that are on my counsel come across very masculine. I'm like, well, okay then. Whatever. Sugar. There. So, no. It doesn't matter what sexual orientation they are. You don't even have to have named counsel. Never quite figured out why I do. So, I make the best of it. Can't say as I've ever called on any of them by name. Well, I have on occasion. I mean, I typically don't just call on an element. If I need fire, well, I either make it the old-fashioned way with rubbing wood on another piece of wood until I get embers and get heat, or I use a damn lighter, or I use a lighter to light a candle. I learned long ago not to call on wind. I learned that one the hard way.
Yeah, at the beach.
Yep, the beach.
Quick version, guys. We were playing in the water, and everybody called the wind to make bigger waves, and nobody stopped it. So, what, 2 hours later, we had almost
3 a.m.
20-mile-an-hour wind.
3 a.m., 60 mile an hour wind, yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
Don became a flying shaman.
Yeah, I did. Tried to hold down a 10-foot by 10-foot canopy. Yeah, that didn't go well. It went over real well. When it went airborne, I didn't let go of it. I hung on like a dumbass. Yep, flying shaman. So yeah, I Debbie and I have joked back and forth about this for years. I don't jack with weather. I don't jack with the elements. Sometimes I'll tinker around with spirit. That's fun, as long as you be respectful and pay attention. But
yeah, but you're not down here in Texas, so I play with the weather. Sorry.
have fun.
It's working. It's staying away from us.
Yeah,
Those
well, see,
big hurricanes.
there's a difference in playing with the weather and shielding your home.
That's true.
I mean, and you guys remember Hurricane Alicia, Hurricane Rita. Well, you may not remember Alicia, that was a long time ago. But Hurricane Rita and the people that we had shielding property.
Right.
And there's a difference in shielding property, people, family and residents and what have you, and trying to push or manipulate weather one way or the other. That I don't do. I've tried that, been there, tried that. Was taught very quickly that is not my job. So I let whoever else plays with weather play with weather. I know that Debbie plays with weather on occasion. Cindy, I've seen you play with weather. No. Nope.
Oh, I play with the wind. You know, like I'm outside and it's hot. I'll ask them, hey, can I have a little wind to cool off? You know, and they give me a breeze.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get that.
Your picture's gone on the main page.
Well, it looks like.
Facebook froze.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hang on. Yeah, give me just a second here. Give it a minute and see if it'll clear up.
I think it's cleared up. I see your eyes blinking now. So, yeah, it's good. Good to go.
Is it working now? Yeah, it's still frozen on my end, but that's okay. Typical to freaking Facebook. Well, if one thing about it, I mean, this is recording, so it'll be up on YouTube. And I guess if Facebook has foobarred the broadcast, we'll just continue on. We're actually about done anyway. There really isn't a whole lot we can go on finding your counsel, because
Yeah, never demand counsel. Nope.
well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you always, ask, will you? Could you? Would you? Would you please? It just fascinates the shit out of me why people think that they can demand spirit. And there are paths out there that do it.
Druid.
We've met a bunch of them. Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to mention any names, but okay.
No. I've seen, okay, my son Brian, he's a druid. Awesome druid. I actually got to see the other day him call out there in a circle, and it's like he demands. They demand this, they demand that.
Pass. Are you still there?
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Alright, well, Facebook jacking up. We'll go ahead and
Close it out.
we'll go ahead and close it out and see what happens. But yeah, well, just remember, if you're watching this on our pre-recorded broadcast, Your counsel is always there. It is the cardinal points and the 5 elements. As shaman, we don't combine the cardinal points and the 5 elements. They're as individual as you are. As far as their names, like I say, if you want to name your pages and you want to name your counsel, have at it, feel free, whatever. But it's not required, right? Well, Facebook has duly, totally, completely screwed up. But anyway, that's it. Finding your counsel. It's not hard.
Have a good day, Don.
Yep.
Have a good week.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching Live with a Shaman. And hey, we'll see you next time right here on Live with a Shaman. Facebook permitting.